guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I wanted to touch up on this video that has gone viral of Kirk Franklin's son, who shared some very explicit conversation between him and Kirk Franklin. Obviously a lot of people had something to say about it, considering who Kirk Franklin is. He is a legendary famed gospel singer. I'm going to give you guys more details on that, and I'll share a few of the clips as well. Now, he did use a lot of foul language, so I'll have to try and cut out as much of it as I can. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let me know your thoughts. If you ever wanted to support my channel furthermore, in the description is my PayPal and my Cash.app. Kieran Rashad, who is Kirk Franklin's son, has been estranged from his family for years. He released an audio of an extremely heated argument between he and his father. In the video, Kirk Franklin could be heard yelling, saying things like, "I'll put my foot in your," and obviously Kieran responds saying, "I dare you." I'm going to play the clip for you guys now.
Piece of paper. Okay, if you think I'm reading this paper, let me say it like this. When you start saying some shit that disrespectful, you need to get your skinny back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I'm old. What's up? I will punch your neck. Don't you ever disrespect me. I did it. He just hung up the phone? I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
So as you guys heard, that was pretty heated. I can understand why it would come as a shock to a lot of people, like I said, considering who he is. If you are Christian, his son puts out an Instagram post and he says, "This is why I am done. No father should speak to their children like this. If I have any issues, it's because of this type of treatment that I deal with behind closed doors. Hanging up in my face, no apology, no compassion, no effort. Stop telling me to go home to my family. I don't even know where they live. I don't think I'll ever trust my father to be alone around him ever again. I didn't want to do this. I probably won't release the entire recording because it's too embarrassing that I'm even dealing with this. No matter what people think, I pray my dad deals with this deep hatred towards me. I don't feel safe around him at all. This recording is recent. It's not from 2018, just to clarify. I'm going to learn from these experiences, live my life in peace, and make beautiful art." There is then further videos that he released of him talking, and also his sister responded to this whole shenanigans. Let's just have a quick listen.
His page is cap. He ain't been consistent with going to counseling. We can verify that. He won't even speak to TD Jakes again. TD Jakes was on that phone call. He didn't tell y'all that part. Get Jakes back on the phone.
Kirk did release an apology.
Many of you know I have an older son named Kirk Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I'm sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
Okay, so that is what has been going on. Now, like I said before, I can see where this would be a shock to a lot of people. This is somebody who preaches, who seems like he's constantly in the presence of God, holier than thou, anointed, and so forth and so on. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I'm not really going to comment so much on the content or the language that came out of Kirk's mouth, because one thing that we have to understand, and this is not to excuse his language at all. Personally, for me, I don't particularly like swearing. Taking away Christianity is just not something that I find attractive anyway. Like, I don't like my man swearing. I don't like my friends swearing. Like, I just think there is other words in the vocabulary that you can use. Like, try and use them. That's just my personal opinion. Now, obviously, when you add Christianity to it, of course, there would be a lot of criticism towards it because, you know, Christians are supposed to be perfect, quote unquote. But I'm not going to go deep into that conversation. However, if you're going to release a footage of your father being found, knowing full well the kind of person he is in the eyes of people, then why don't you just go ahead and release the full video? Because there's always two sides to every story. No father, no parent just wakes up one day and just starts cussing out their son like that. For you to be able to get, now I don't know Kirk's personal life, I don't know if he has anger issues, do you know what I mean? Because you can't be too blindsided by people these days. People come out wearing a pastor suit, wearing a prophet crown, and all of these titles, and behind closed doors they're monsters. Like, that is the reality truth, and that's for every and any religion. That's not just Christianity. There is good and bad in everything. That's just the way the world is. So I don't judge the religion, or I don't judge people's walk in Christ based on an individuals, because as individuals we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. So therefore I can't be judging a whole religion based on individuals. That doesn't make sense. You need to understand God for yourself and then make your own judgment. Look at Jesus's life and then judge your own personal walk based on that. Measure your own personal walk based on Christ, not based on individuals. And that's where people get things mixed up, and that's why I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, look how deceptive he is. Like, no, that doesn't even make sense. Now, as his son, as a parent, or as just an individual with a brain, I'm gonna think to myself, but how did you guys get to that conversation? Because all you've done is released information. Why you even release it in the first place? Why you even took it to social media? That's how you know the difference in generation from Kirk to him. You live in social media. His generation don't live in social media. You know the impact social media have. So for you to go and release a private matter that that nobody has ever really known about, because it's been private for so many years, because like they explained, this is a family matter that has been going on for years. He's been estranged to the family for years, but today is the day you want to go and release it. Do you get it? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, explain how it got there, explain why you don't have a relationship with your family, explain why even your own sister would be like, I will go to war. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, for her dad, like, explain what the dynamic of your family relationship is like, so that we have an understanding. Not just blast your dad. It's almost like you put your dad in a lion's cage and you know that he's going to get eaten up, because that's what social media is like. You get thrown out, you get exposed, and then you know that everybody's gonna come for you. Like, make it make sense, please. Like, that's why I'm just like, okay, like, I've heard that he's used extremely foul language, he sounds extremely angry, and he sounds literally like he snapped, like he literally snapped. But what got him to that stage? What happened between yourself and Kirk? Like, that's what you need to explain. But that's kind of my take on it. Like, I don't like that type of behavior because it seems very vindictive to me. What's the motive behind what you're doing? Guys, I've got to go now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video.